You can feel it, not in headlines, not in policy papers, but in your own body, your bills, your breath. You're working harder, buying less, saving nothing, sleeping rarely. And still, it's not enough. This isn't just burnout. It's systemic exhaustion. It's a machine that no longer knows how to do anything but spin faster, even if that means grinding through the very people who built it. It's like a dying engine patched together with duct tape and denial, kept running only because no one wants to admit it's broken. Late-stage capitalism isn't some looming threat. It's already here, and it's turning its creators into collateral. You don't even dream anymore. You just try to make it to next month. This is Fog of Work, where we see through the grind and name what they won't. There was a time when capitalism sold us dreams, freedom, innovation, prosperity. Do your part, and you'll earn your place. Push hard enough, and the system would catch you. But look around now. Wages are frozen, rent is ballooning, groceries are gouging, healthcare is evaporating. Debt is no longer a crisis, it's a condition. And yet, somehow, corporate profits are higher than ever. They call this growth. But the more the market grows, the more your life shrinks. Progress was supposed to mean less suffering, not more monetization. Just last week, someone worked overtime for the third week in a row and still couldn't afford the same grocery basket they bought last year. This isn't growth. It's a system that's devouring its own future. It starts quietly. A convenience fee appears for paying online. A subscription replaces a one-time purchase. A bag of chips shrinks but costs more. Then it gets louder. Layoffs are reframed as innovation. Burnout is rebranded as resilience. Surveillance tools are sold as productivity software. You're timed on bathroom breaks, told to smile harder for customer satisfaction, required to pretend that being underpaid is a privilege. Customer service isn't about helping anymore. It's about controlling complaints as cheaply as possible. The cashier loses her job to self-checkout. She gets locked out of her bank app for a $2 overdraft fee. The tech that replaced her now mines her data. This isn't capitalism rewarding innovation. It's capitalism cannibalizing the only thing left to exploit: its workers and its customers. You give your labor and your money. They raise the prices, cut the pay, and hand the profits to shareholders you'll never meet. This isn't a glitch. It's the business model. The same companies that steal your time now sell you mindfulness. The same jobs that drain your soul host wellness webinars. The same economy that breaks you offers you a subscription to fix yourself. They call it support, but it's not. It's marketing, another revenue stream, another line item in the budget. Welcome to wellness capitalism, where your exhaustion is a growth opportunity. Self-help books flood your feed. Guided meditation apps track your stress while pushing ads. Mental health is merchandised and therapy is paywalled. You feel the stress. They see a product launch. Your burnout is their business opportunity. They sell you the wound and charge you for the bandage. And when the bandage doesn't work, they blame your mindset. You used to buy things. Now you rent access to them. Music, software, groceries, safety. Your car can self-park, but only if you pay monthly. Your printer stops working when the ink subscription lapses. Your smart lights go dark unless the cloud connection is paid. Even your photos can vanish if your storage bill is missed. You rent your tools, your work software, your entertainment, your meals, and even your rest. Sleep apps, meditation subscriptions, productivity trackers that sell your habits to advertisers. Even your job isn't really yours. Lose it, and the benefits disappear. The safety net never existed. Your home is a rental. Your job is a contract. Your time is a countdown. They don't just own the product, they own the platform, the pipeline, and the person using it. You are the product. Your time, your habits, your exhaustion, monetized in real time. It's not a crash, it's a slow, unrelenting leak. The dinner you skip because groceries cost too much. The friend you haven't seen in months because you're too tired. The dentist appointment you keep postponing. The vacation that's just catching up on sleep. The 2 jobs, the side hustle. The debt collector's call you ignore again. You skip birthdays. You cry in cars. You forget what it's like to feel rested. The collapse isn't televised, it's internalized. This is the collapse, not dramatic, not cinematic, but daily, personal, intimate. You don't even ask if this is normal anymore. You just hope to make it to Friday. And most people think it's their fault. You were promised a path. Study hard, work hard, show up early, say yes, be a team player, climb the ladder. But the ladder leads in circles, raises that don't match inflation, promotions that add responsibility but not freedom, praise that feels like manipulation, leadership that demands more while offering less. You remember your first job, how proud you felt, and then the years wore you down. The raises shrank, the thanks vanished, the fire dimmed. You're working harder than ever and you're still falling behind. That's not failure. That's sabotage. Because enough was never the goal, only extraction. It's not a ladder, it's a hamster wheel. And the door you've been running toward, it was never open, just well lit. If this feels familiar, if you've wondered why you're always surviving instead of living, why you're doing everything right but still falling behind, you're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not failing. You're just waking up inside a system that profits from your exhaustion and calls it ambition. This is Fog of Work. If this hit home, like and subscribe. Share it with someone who's starting to see through the noise. Because when you see the fog, you start finding the way out. It used to be obvious. Exploitation meant locked doors, long shifts, and dangerous machines. Now it's invisible, coded into platforms, apps, and flexible contracts. It's a gig that pays you cents per mile while calling you an entrepreneur. It's a job that disappears the moment you ask for health care. It's a company that tells you you're your own boss until the algorithm disagrees. They've changed the language, but not the outcome. Freedom now means instability. Flexibility now means you're always available. Today, you don't get a pension, you get a rating, you don't get security, you get a dashboard. Even your time off is monetized, filled with content creation, side hustles, or watching ads. Imagine a delivery driver crying in their car after being penalized for a late drop-off during a snowstorm because their rating dropped below 4.8. That rating is their livelihood. And that app? It's their employer, landlord, and executioner rolled into one. You're not just working anymore. You're plugged in, monitored, scored, and no matter what the interface looks like, it's still extraction. You are the supply chain now. While you're budgeting groceries, someone else is buying a third vacation home with bonuses they got from laying off 10,000 people. While you choose between heating and rent, CEOs double their pay for streamlining operations. The wealth siphons upward, and you're left with the fumes. This is not failure, it's design. The system rewards hoarding, not helping. It thrives on imbalance because desperation keeps the wheels turning. When you live in fear of falling, you'll accept almost anything to keep standing. During the pandemic, small businesses shuttered by the thousands, while billionaires added trillions. A single tech giant's valuation now exceeds the GDP of entire countries. This isn't trickle down. It's vacuum up. You don't make bad decisions, you make exhausted ones. That's the poverty machine. debt as a leash, scarcity as a cage. You're not underperforming. You're being under-resourced on purpose. Maybe you've looked at your life and felt ashamed for not saving enough, for not owning a home, for not being farther ahead. But what if the race was always rigged? What if the finish line moved every time you got close? You are not the problem. The system is. Millions of people are experiencing the same spiral, working non-stop, getting nowhere, feeling like they're personally failing. But it's not personal. It's structural. You are carrying burdens that were never yours to hold alone. Picture a single parent juggling shifts, helping with homework, managing food stamps, and trying to smile through it all. That's not failure. That's a miracle. You're not burnt out from laziness. You're burnt out from being too useful to too many people for too long. They know you're burning out. That's why the solutions they offer aren't real. They're rituals. The pizza party after layoffs, the virtual mindfulness challenge that tracks your heart rate but ignores your workload, the AI-powered wellness app that asks how you're feeling, then schedules another meeting. These are not fixes, they're theater. You're invited to culture committees while your department gets downsized. You're given access to meditation apps instead of health insurance. You're applauded for resilience and rewarded with digital badges, while your workload quietly doubles. Corporate culture learned to perform empathy while doing nothing to change the harm. It's not support, it's sedation. It's a mask over the wound. Every system that consumes more than it creates eventually collapses. Not because someone pushed it over, but because it rotted from within. You see the signs. Grocery stores half-stocked, teachers working second jobs, cities with billion-dollar buildings and homeless camps side by side. The cracks aren't coming. They're already here. It's like mold growing inside a polished mansion. From the outside, everything gleams, but inside, it smells like rot. Late-stage capitalism is crumbling because it cannot stop feeding on its foundation. It turned people into metrics, metrics into targets, and now those targets can't keep up. And this isn't just local. Around the world, GDP grows while wages stagnate. Countries hit record profits while protests fill the streets. The machine doesn't break with a bang. It breaks with fatigue, with numbness, with millions quietly giving up hope, one after another. If you feel like you're doing everything right and still losing ground, you're not alone. If you're exhausted, underpaid, anxious, or numb, you're not imagining it. You are living inside a system that asks everything and gives back almost nothing. This is not the future. This is the present. This is late-stage capitalism. And this is fog of work. I always read every comment. Tell me what you're seeing, what you're surviving right now. Let's talk about it. Let's name it. Let's stop pretending this is normal. Because the fog was built to keep you quiet. But naming it is the first step to cutting through it. You've already done the hardest part, realizing the lie. Subscribe for more. Because if we're going to escape this, we need to see it first clearly, together.